Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the World of Football's YouTube channel for an Arena Football video. We're very excited to finally get to talk about the Arena Football League again. So much has happened since our last video back in July. I am Adam Snow, and with me to talk about the Arena Football League is my father and the founder of theworldoffootball.com and the World of Football YouTube channel that we are on right now, Randy Snow. Dad, we're here to talk Arena Football. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I want to talk arena football. There's some good stuff and some not so good stuff, and we're going to get into all that right now.
Because, I mean, so much has happened since those videos we did back in July. Some
Right.
developments that, like you said, interesting developments, and then stuff that kind of leaves you scratching your head, and we're going to get into that. So where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with what happened back in July. Back in July, the Arena Football League said that they were going to have 16 teams, and they listed either a city or a state that was going to be home to one of these 16 teams. And the list included Austin in Texas, Boise, Idaho, the state of California, Chicago, Denver, Minnesota, Louisiana, Cincinnati, Orlando, Oregon, Philadelphia, St. Louis, Tallahassee, Florida. Well, I don't know if they said Tallahassee or if it was Florida or not. I can't remember. But then there was Nashville.
Well, the graphics on screen, so...
Okay. Nashville, Everett, Washington, and Odessa, Texas. So those were the 16. And since then, there's been a lot of changes. They came out a few weeks ago and said that now there's going to be 20 teams in the Arena Football League in 2024. And we're not sure where all these teams are coming from. But over the last few months, they've slowly rolled out official announcements for 10 arena football teams. And the 10 teams that have officially been announced by the league are the West Texas Warbirds was the team that started out, but since then they have changed their name to the West Texas Desert Hawks. They come from the National Arena League, and you have a problem with their logo, don't you?
I do. I put this on my Twitter. We got the picture up right now. Look, there was a team that was started in the Indoor Football League in 2015 called the Wichita Falls Nighthawks. They had a black and gold color scheme, but if you look closely at these two logos, come on. They clearly stole this logo, and I'm on top of I already don't like the logo overall that the Warbirds changed to, the Desert Hawks. Like, cool name, but their logo looks like it was done in Microsoft Paint, and I'm sorry. I don't know. That doesn't pass the smell test for me when joining the Arena Football League. I'm sorry. I know this is a different Arena Football League. This is version 3.0, but it looks like it was made in Microsoft Paint. I'm going to die on that hill. I think it's a terrible logo. It might be the worst logo in the league. Second worst logo, but we'll get to that for different reasons.
Well, I like the Warbirds name and their logo. I mean, I was in the Air Force.
The Warbirds part was cool, but then they switched it. I do not like the Desert Hawks logo. Warbirds was cool. I was fine with that, but Desert Hawks, cool name, Microsoft Paint logo.
Yeah, my point is, why did they have to change the name? I mean, they were already branded as the Warbirds. They had a fine logo, and the fans knew them. I saw no reason to change it. I thought they were fine the way they were.
I don't know, unless there's something with the National Arena League where they couldn't reuse that name. I don't know, but
maybe that you're probably right. That could be. All right. Well, the next team was the Orlando Predators, which we all assumed that Orlando was going to be in there, as well as several other former arena teams. But right now, there's only two former arena teams that are keeping the same logo and their name. So you've got the Orlando Predators, and then they announced the Billings Outlaws, which is one of 5 teams that are being absorbed from the Champions Indoor Football League, or CIF. So you got the Billings Outlaws, and then you've got a team in Everett, Washington, which they haven't come up with a name yet. They had a contest to name the team. Hold on,
but that's not a CIF team. That's a brand new city.
No,
so I don't know why
Everett,
you're lumping that in with the CIF.
Well, I'm just going down the list as they were announced.
I thought you were about to do... See, your organization's terrible. I thought you were going through all the CIF teams, and I thought we were getting into that.
No, I'll get to the other ones in a minute. But
all right, dang.
So then it was Everett, Washington, and then the Indiana Firebirds, which was a big surprise.
Albany.
We didn't think
Albany.
they were coming back. Say what?
Albany, get it right. You got the list in front of you. It's the Albany Firebirds. They are not the Indiana Firebirds. Let's not get
Oh,
people in
Albany.
Indiana's hopes up.
Yes, Albany Firebirds. Okay. And they're going back to the original Firebirds name instead of the Empire. We didn't think the team was coming back to Albany after the mess last year with what's his name?
He who must not be named?
Yeah, him. Antonio Brown. There,
Antonio
I said
Brown. Oh, no. If we say it one more time, he'll appear like Beetlejuice.
Yeah. But I'm very happy that the Albany Firebirds are coming back, and the Orlando Predators. And then you've got
the Firebirds was the positive development. That was the one we didn't see coming. That was where initially we thought Albany was where they were targeting, and until the Antonio Brown mess happened, we thought that was the thing. Then when that happened, we figured no chance to go back to Albany. And I'm so happy they're going back to the Firebirds logo, that look, and it already sounds like they're getting some good players there. And I'm going to call it right now. Albany is your front runner right now for Arena Bowl champs. I'm just going to throw that out there way before the schedule's even announced.
Right, yeah. All right, and then the teams from from Champions Indoor Football, you've got the Southwest Kansas Storm, you got the Wichita Regulators, Salina Liberty, and the Rapid City Marshals, going along with Billings Outlaws. So that's 5 teams from Champions Indoor Football coming into the Arena Football League. And then the 10th team to be announced, the Iowa Rampage. And
why is that?
You don't.
Why does that name sound familiar? I don't know. That one doesn't sit right with me. Look, I get it. Yeah. Look, the Arena Football League has had teams in the past that have used the same, nickname. Like they're the Gladiators, who were originally in Pittsburgh. Then they became the Vegas and New Jersey and Cleveland Gladiators. But my thing is, I don't mind that the name is being reused. It's the color scheme. Sure, they have a gorilla as their logo, but it's a black and red color scheme, much like the Grand Rapids Rampage. But then you have like the Southwest Texas Storm, who, they've been a team in a different league for many years. Wildly different color scheme. The Gladiators of Pittsburgh and of the Vegas and Cleveland variety, 2 different color schemes. The fact that they couldn't even bother to just do a different color scheme, that's what bugs me. It's like they're trying to emulate the team from Grand Rapids. And guess what? You're playing in a city smaller than Grand Rapids. So why isn't the team just in Grand Rapids, Michigan? I'm just going to throw that out there. Do I have a little bit of beef? Sure. Can you tell? Probably. Probably not. I don't know.
Well, maybe the Iowa Rampage will move to Grand Rapids in 2025, and we'll get.
They better not. They don't count. Nope. I don't want them. Nope. They're that's the worst logo, and that's the worst team in the league. I hope they go 0 whatever.
No, we'll get the original.
I've already got a vendetta against this team. I will not root for them.
Okay, and then there were 3 other teams that have sort of been announced. They said they had logos for them, but the Chicago Rush, the Louisiana Voodoo, and the Philadelphia Soul, where they're trying to come up with new logos for them, and I don't see where they need new logos. I mean, Philadelphia Soul was iconic. Chicago Rush was iconic. From what I saw, the ones they were trying to push out there, I didn't like any of them. I thought their original logos were so much better. And I can see, Louisiana Voodoo as opposed to New Orleans Voodoo, maybe a slightly different logo or whatever. But, man, I didn't like any of those 3 logos that they were putting out there.
Yeah, there was a thing, I'm not sure the exact date, but if you follow the Arena Football's website, which is arenafootballusa.com, at one point, and the picture's on the screen right now, they had a bunch of logos on there that were not announced teams. So I don't know whose job it was, who did this, but it was on the official website. I was able to grab a screen capture of it before they took it down and updated it. But there are several teams on there that have not been announced, including the Rush, Voodoo, and Soul logos on there, and a couple of other cowboy hat teams, which I'll get into in a minute. But Tim Capper from Arena Fan was the first person I saw that was able to confirm that these were indeed the logos for the Rush, for the Voodoo, and for the Soul from a source in the league. So I don't mind the Rush one so much, but the Voodoo and the Soul, what are we doing? I mean, you were able to get the Albany Firebirds to come back with that classic logo, but you couldn't get those other 2. And I'm hoping that maybe, since they haven't officially announced them yet, maybe they're like, oh, crap, we done messed up, and they're going back to the drawing board. Fingers crossed, but who knows? I don't mind a revamp. Like I said, the Rush one doesn't bother me too much, but the other two, they were iconic. They were iconic arena football logos, and I hate seeing that.
Okay, then I've got a few other ones that these are kind of like speculative teams. Nothing's been announced by the league, but we know a certain commissioner.
This is your Instagram research, isn't it? This is you with your cork board and string and following Instagram now that you finally know what that is. Figuring this out. So what did you uncover?
Well, I uncovered that the commissioner is actually following some Instagram pages of some possible teams, and those teams are the California Grizzlies, the Oregon Black Bears, the Florida Cyclones, and the Minnesota Myth. So those are teams that we kind of think are coming, but nothing has been officially announced yet. So it's just speculation on our part about those. And so that's 17 teams altogether that we've talked about. So there's 3 spots left, and I'm just guessing. This is just my own thoughts here, that there might be a team in St. Louis, one in Ohio, whether it's going to be Columbus, Cincinnati, or Cleveland. Please be Cleveland, and maybe Colorado. So obviously, things have not gone as planned by the new AFL since they made the announcement of 16 teams in cities and states back in July. It's been all over the place since then, and we don't know what to think about it. And not all the teams have been officially announced yet, of course. So we're going to come back again when they do have all of the teams officially announced by the league, and they're going to come out with their schedule in November. So when everything is official, I don't know if we'll wait for the schedule to come out, or if we'll just wait till they get all the teams announced. But we will be back, and we may have a special guest with us at that time to help us sort out what happened from July to official announcement time of the 16 or 20 teams that are going to be playing in 2024.
And maybe even a little bit before that, because I want to remind people that we did do a video back in February when this league was first announced. The commissioner did do an interview with Mr. Capper, and he did bring up a couple of specific teams, which made it sound like it was a done deal, and those teams never materialized. So right. I'd be very curious about that, too. If you haven't had a chance, go listen to Tim Capper's podcast, the AFL Rewind. Great stuff there. But sounds like we're about to wrap up the show, and I'd be remiss, Father, if I didn't bring up the question we all have on our minds right now with the Arena Football League, and I hope you're prepared for this. Are there too many cowboy hats in the new Arena Football League? Are there?
I haven't really thought about it. I know there are a few teams that feature logos with somebody wearing a cowboy hat, and you have just been going crazy about this. You hate cowboy hats. As officially a member of the Pro Football Research Association, I did some research here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be real quick with this. The first team to ever don a cowboy hat logo in the Arena Football League. Can you name the year, Randy? I don't know, but I think I know the team.
1994. It was the Fort Worth Cavalry. One team in the league that season with a cowboy hat. And then that was the only season they played. It wouldn't be until the year 2000 that the next team would have a cowboy hat logo, and that was the Oklahoma Wranglers. For 2 seasons, they were the only team in the league those 2 years to have a cowboy hat. Then, from 2002 to 2008, only one team had a cowboy hat logo. Can you name that team?
The Dallas Desperados.
You are correct. Thank you. Yes, the Dallas Desperados. Then, with the league folded in 2009, came back in 2010. Can you name the team for 2 seasons that had a cowboy hat? The only team in the league. One team that season, or those 2 seasons.
Well, I don't remember.
The Dallas Vigilantes.
Oh, okay.
So 2010, 2011. Then we wouldn't see a cowboy hat logo in the Arena League again until 2015's Las Vegas Outlaws. And so, of all the 32 years of arena football that had been played, only one team per year, like in one season, has had a logo. And we are about to embark on the 33rd season of the Arena Football League, where 3 teams at the least will have cowboy hats, depending on if we believe that graphic. This is unprecedented times we're living in. To me, Mr. Commissioner, this is way too many cowboy hats. I'm sorry. One was perfect. 3 is too many. So,
well, maybe they can change those logos because they want to change.
Maybe they should. If you could keep one, which one would you keep? That's the question.
Maybe the Rapid City Marshals.
Oh, no, wrong answer. It's the Regulators. I don't know what it is. The Regulators at least have a unique name. I like that. And they're an expansion team. I'd let them have it. Make the other two change their names. But yeah, I'm going to die on that hill. So.
All right, is that it for this video?
I guess so. I mean, I'm sure Arena Football News is about to, it's the end of October. We're expecting the schedule to be released next month at some point. So I'm sure it'll be the last few teams are going to be released probably one a day, maybe, or one every couple of days at some point in the near future here. I feel like that's all going to come to a head, and then we'll see where we're at.
Well, if you like this video, let us know. You can like and subscribe to our YouTube page. We'd much appreciate that. And let us know what you think about the content. What do you think about our list? Are we right on? Are we way off? What teams do you want to see back? I know a lot of people have some really definite feelings about some of the teams that have not been mentioned on the list. Arena teams that were around for a long time, and they're nowhere to be seen right now. But there's a lot of passionate Arena football fans out there who want their teams back, and it may not happen this year or anytime soon. So, but let us know what teams you really want to see back. So there's what about 7 more teams to be announced officially. On top of Chicago, Louisiana, and Philadelphia. So assuming those are locked in, there's 7 more after that. So to get to 20. We'll see.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, bell notification, all that jazz. If you like what we're doing here, leave a comment. We like interacting with people, and we know there are a lot of Arena football fans out there. So, yeah, please hit us up. And also, we have a weekly podcast, This Week in the World of Football, which is out on YouTube as well as any podcast feed you listen to. Just find us, The World of Football. Find that podcast feed. We do This Week in the World of Football every Tuesday, where we talk about everything that is in the world of football, NFL, CFL, arena football, indoor football, you name it, we pretty much talk about it. And then we have a Lions podcast that we do following Lions games. Me and my brother-in-law host that, Just Lying Around. You can find that on YouTube and that same podcast feed. And we have a bunch of other videos on the channel, guys, weekly NFL picks. And there's going to be more to come, especially with the Arena Football League about to fire on all cylinders. So come check us out. We'd appreciate it.